Hey guys, this is just a video about how to use a calculator for those who are still struggling about it. I will use I'll use an example from today's homework, which is the worksheet number 3. And I'll talk about how to use a calculator like properly to figure out the answers. Let's look at number 3. So the first question is find the area of R. So that's the shade part on here, right? So that's the area between the two functions, which is just to find the integral. And when we find the integral, we need to have the integers. So we need to write down the equation first. So 3a will be this minus this. So this is g of x minus f of x. It's a area R equals to the integral. We don't know the integer yet, but we have the g of x is 4 to the negative x minus f of x, which is 1/4 plus sine pi x. We need to write down that first. And then the thing is to we need to do is to look for this intersect point. We can do that with our calculator. So we go to the this key over here, y equals 2, and then you need to make, before you plug in any equation, you need to make sure that all of these plot things are not highlighting. So like this is not correct. You need to unhighlight it. So you click enter over here, so it's not highlighting, and then you plug in the equations. So your first equation will be the f of x. So you plug in this thing, is 1/4, and then plus sine, and then pi is a key over. The pi is a key over here. So you click second, and then you get pi, right? And then the x is the thing over here, x, and then parentheses. That is your first equation. And then you plug in the second equation, which is g of x. So that is 4 to the negative x. So the power, you use this, 4 to the negative x. And then you have these two equations, you graph it. You just click the graph. Okay. So now you will realize that the graph is not like, it does not look like this, because the windows is different. Like, so you need to zoom it. Sometimes you can zoom it with, like, zoom is over here. You can zoom it with standard, but that will just make it bigger. The standard is the 10 times 10. Oh no, the x is 10, negative 10, and then y is 10, negative 10. And that still doesn't work. So you can try another one, which is window. You go to the window, and then you see over here, the minimum of x is 0, and minimum of y is also 0. So you do x min 0, y min 0, and then x max, you cannot really tell here. Maybe you just put like 5, y max 5, something like that. And then you do graph it again. Oh, so now you know the only part you need is only this part. So maybe you should this is like 2 on y and also 2 on x. So you do the windows again, max, change it to 2, graph. Yeah, this looks pretty good. Okay, and then we need to find the intersect point. So you go to you use this key, but you want to use the calc. So you go second, and then trace. Here is calculate. And then you want to find the intersect point, which is number 5. Scroll down, and then enter. And then it started to asking you first curve. So you have 2 curves here, 1 and 2, right? So let's just look for this point first. You can only use the left and right key to find a point, to trace the point on the graph, right? And then it's around here, right? To find that intersect point, and then you hit enter, and then it asks for a second curve. So this curve is this time is the thing is going along the second curve, see? But you also want to find just approximately some point like right there should be on the intersect point, and then you hit enter, and there's a guess, you just enter, and then it comes with the result. So this intersect point, x is 1. That means the upper bound, that's not the upper bound. That's over here. We don't need that on this problem, but we can just label it to remember, to use for next. And then we want to find the intersect point over here. So you still do the same thing, second trace, 5 is the intersect, and then this time you want to move the curve over here, not the curve, the sensor or something. So you just move. Yeah, somewhere around that, see? And then enter, and then here's the second curve, see? It's already there. So you enter, and then guess, yeah. See? Here's the intersect point. That is x equals to 0.178. So over here will be 0.178. That means the upper bound for this is 0.178, and the lower bound is here, is 0, right? Okay. Oh, I forgot to put a dx. Oops. And then we can also use the calculator to find this area. You don't need to integrate it by hand because it will be hard and tedious. So you go to the y equals, you delete all of this, and then you need to plug in this function over here. So that is 4 to the negative x minus a parenthesis 1/4 plus sine, and then pi x. Okay. And then you hit graph. You cannot see the section over here because remember you zoom it out, you zoom it in so much. So you can zoom it out like that is too much. Okay. Yeah. Alright. That's good for me. Okay, then you don't need to worry about like why does the graph look like this. You just need to worry about the You just want to find the integral. So you still second and trace. And then you scroll down to number 7. This means the integral. Enter. And then it asks for the lower limit, which is the lower bound here. It's 0, right? So you click, you enter 0. Yeah. And then enter. And then it asks for upper limit, which is the upper bound. It's 0.178. And then enter. And then the shaded part is over here. It's kind of small, but we can zoom in. Zoom in. And then we do the. Sorry, I just want to show you how to. Like how this should be like. So I do the process twice, and then 0.178. Yeah, see? Now you can see it is shaded. So the shaded part and the answer is here. So that is your answer for this one. 0.0647. 0.0647. That is your area for the first one.